How's it going, man? So picture this. You're at the racetracks and you hear a hot take on a certain horse that is racing that afternoon. You convince yourself with full confidence that you need to bet all your money on this certain horse. Then it loses. Then you're broke, you've lost all your money to that horse, and you just feel like a complete idiot. Instead of betting on 4 different horses $100 a bet, and then end up winning your bet back. Guys, just like that schmuck who lost all of his money at the racetrack, the same scenario works with our everyday life goals, with any major paradigm in our lives. That's why today, guys, we're going to talk about the 4-plan rule, the best way to prosper through life's goals at ease. Lucky number 4. So as men go about our lifetime, we come up with different plans in action for our lives. Stuff we need to accomplish throughout. But as we all know, life does its thing, and certain stuff does not fan out correctly. That's why the 4-plan rule works out great. You have your heart set on a certain plan, and all of a sudden, something just does not go right. You have 3 extra plans to fall back on, 3 different procedures you can take, you can go about with ease. A very common situation that the 4-plan is most commonly used is when finding a new job. Ultimately, you get to a point where you have a certain job or a certain kind of company or certain job style that you very much want to get into, so you pursue it more than others. And then you might have a certain company in mind that you full-heartedly want to pursue more than anything else. So you have your mind set on that certain company, but obviously life. So what if it doesn't work out? Those 3 plans that you can easily fall back on, that you could set up behind the scenes as this is all going on, still moving at the same pace with each other, so they are equally set up, is to make sure those other 3 fallbacks are aligned with the true job you truly want. Make it very similar to your first pick, so you can remain calm and execute as followed. And this is also known as the classic backup plan. And when going about it, pursue each plan almost at the same level. Give it as much work in it as you do with every other plan. But of course, your main decision is in your heart, what you want to pursue first. But for sure, give as much work into each plan, because that's how the backup plan works. It's a lot easier to fall back on, and it'll work out just the same. Plus, a major factor is stress. That's why I believe in the 4-plan full-heartedly, because there's less stress involved compared to having 3 different plans, or 2 different plans, or more than 4 plans. You gotta think, when you go to that interview process, you want to sound confident, you don't want to sound stressed, and you don't want to sound desperate. They can easily see that and smell that out of you. If you're strolling in, and you're very confident that you want to work there and you know you can do a good job, but also have backup in case something doesn't go right, they can see that, and they want you when they can see that. They take it as you being a big asset to them. You can stroll into that interview, smooth, cool, calm, and collective, talk to your interviewers, and explain to them how you are the correct choice, while also exploding with confidence that if it doesn't work out, I'll give my gift somewhere else. As in, if you hire me, it's going to be a gift to you and the company, and it'll work out just so great. Compared to a man who puts all of his eggs in one basket and pursues one job solely, to the point where he can almost taste that job, that he knows it's in the bag for him, but all of a sudden it doesn't happen, and he drops his bag and his eggs splatter everywhere. He's at a loss for words, he's scrambling, and all of a sudden he's downgrading and applying to 50 different jobs in a month's span, and ends up with a job that he just really hates. And over the course of the years, he ends up jumping from job to job to job, never feeling the satisfaction. No direction, no plan. And of course, not all of us want to follow this 4-plan rule. Some may think it's better to do different stuff. But from my experience and from what I've talked to with many other different guys, is that the 4-plan rule really works well out for everyone. Because if you kind of look at it at a different perspective, 2 plans and 3 plans seem to be a little more stressful to think about, because you're soul-heartedly focusing on trying to get that one job, and you have 2 backup plans. And with 2, obviously there's a bit more stress than 3, because you want to get that one job, and all of a sudden, well, if it doesn't work out, I have the one backup on. Now you're stressed about just the one extra one. Same with 3. 1 doesn't work out, then all of a sudden something else doesn't work out, and then you're left with that one as well. But still, thinking of 2 last plans, you're just like, oh, 2, it's like thinking of that meme where the superhero's like sweating on his hand, and he has 2 buttons to pick through. But with 4, it seems a lot more established. It seems like you can put as much work as you can into each individual choice, beginning with the first choice as well, and it can fall back with ease, because if 1 doesn't work out, you've already equally pursued the second one. If that doesn't work out, you've already got 2 other plans you've already easily worked on that could fall back on. It works out with ease. And again, just from my experience and from the guys I've talked to, more than likely with that, the fallback will ultimately land you your job that you want, and you'll be comfortable with it. anything over, you would see that people would get kind of lazy with their picks and choices. That's what I mean. You might end up like that guy who's all of a sudden just like looking on LinkedIn or just one of those weird job websites and just applying to job after job after job, not even looking through the qualifications or anything like that, just saying, oh, this is matching up with you, so just apply for it. And all of a sudden you've applied to 50 different jobs, but they're all just basically the same job, just mediocre. That's about it. And that's where it just becomes, because, you'll become overwhelmed that you're applying to so much other different ones and having a couple different choices. You won't put as much work into it. You'll become kind of lazy and not even think about it. And you'll just, all of a sudden, I can't find anything else. This is the only thing that reached out to me. And I've reached out to so many places. I've worked so hard because I've reached out to so many places. I'll just take it and I'll deal with it. Plus, you can kind of see the added stress into it if you're doing the 4-pillar or pillars exercise on a sheet of paper. So let's say you have 2 plans. Get a sheet of paper and split it into 2 parts. And then on each side, you're writing your plans for employment or whatever it is you want in life. Your main plan and your backup plan. There's a lot to explain on both sides because there's only 2. Then split it into 3. Again, there's a lot to explain with it. And again, not a lot of people believe it, but I mean, looking at 3, it's an odd number. If one doesn't work out, there's 2 to fall back on. And you get that same situation of, well, pick one or choose. But with 4, it's an even number. It's a lucky number, and it's clear and clean, executing 4 different plans, equaling out each space, and putting as much emphasis and work into each plan as the first one. But then if you add in more than 4, it just gets kind of repetitive, and again, it becomes like mediocre, and you just don't even probably end up thinking straight. Because with us guys, we love simple, direct, clean instructions. Like a clean, direct checklist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple, cool, calm, collected, smooth. Guys, comment your 4 plans in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. You guys are going to have a peaceful day.